Okay, perfect. Sorry about some technical difficulties. Okay, so welcome everybody. Welcome to our webinar for Toronto Pathway. And today we have our panel with us. It's Lydia Palmer, Assistant Director of International Student Recruitment at the University of Toronto, as well as Abdullah Dwyer, Recruitment Officer at Equity Outreach Support, also at the University of Toronto. And my name is Tamara. I'm the host. I'm from Braemar College, and I'm managing recruitment of outreach in our school. So, welcome to you guys. So, first of all, I'll talk about Toronto Pathway, and then we give the word to Lydia and Abdullah. And also, everyone, you're welcome to ask your questions in the chat section. So, we will answer them after the presentation. Okay, so let's start. Does it work? Yeah, it works. Perfect. Let me tell you a little bit about our school. So Braemar College is a private secondary school. It's also a leading pathway provider located in the downtown Toronto, actually on the campus of University of Toronto, steps away from it. And we've been founded in 1995, so it's almost 30 years. And we have helped thousands of students to gain admissions in the top universities, including University of Toronto as well. So what Braemar College has to offer? First of all, our main focus is our post-secondary pathway programs. So we also offering long-term and short-term programs for our students who would like to come just in winter or in summer. And also we offering online diploma program for the students who study online, as well as double diploma. So basically you can study in your home country. In addition to that, you are getting Ontario Secondary School Diploma from Canada and Toronto Pathway. So let me tell you why students like to choose Braemar College. So they are coming to us if they are looking for Canadian school that understands needs of specifically international student. Also, they want to apply for competitive program and be successful in it. And also, let's not forget about the parents who are taking care of their kids, and they want to make sure that they receive all the feedback about their studying, well-being, and so on. And if they seek a personal support that they cannot get in public schools, and if they want to also study in the downtown, just steps away from University of Toronto campus. So this is our location. So this is actually the picture of university campus. And Braemar College located just right here, intersection College and Spadina, very convenient to everything, close to the bus stops, TTC, and different activities. Very often we use our city as a classroom where students can go to Royal Ontario Museum by walk. They can go to Art Gallery, Kensington Market, and they are close by to everything, and they really love the location. So this is how the school actually looks like. And as you see, this is the, it's on College Street 229. And so overall, we have 13 to 15 students per class, about 350 students, both online and in person. And many different countries are represented in our school. So why Braemar College would be different in comparison to public school boards or other private schools? First of all, what makes us different is 30 years of experience. So we've been doing it for many, many years. And our specialty is our international students. So when, let's say, when I was, I came as a mature student to Canada, but I know how challenging it may be when you are by yourself and the different language, and this becomes like a big step for you, where you study in school and the school helps you to adjust to the system, adjust to the culture, and help you to succeed in the future. Also, there is also small classes, so you are getting more attention and strong academic integrity. So we are proud to say that we are giving fair marks. As we know, these days the marks were I would say that increased, especially after the COVID. And so what happens if everybody receives 100%, the university, such as University of Toronto, may deduct your marks. So as at University of Toronto, the feedback they gave us, our students were able to gain the admission and complete the full program. That's the reason why we have this partnership with them. And of course, all our students set certain goals, and we make sure that they are taking all courses they need to get into their program. So let's talk about Toronto Pathway. What is the different in Toronto Pathway, how special it is, what is unique about this program? So of course, everybody gets letter of acceptance from the school. And however, not everybody can get acceptance from Braemar College. So they need to take actually the interview. For our regular program, there is no interview, so the kids just join the program based on their marks. They must show us the marks from the homeschool. And for this program, the student need to have an assessment interview. I know that few students who are planning to study in, take this program in the University of Toronto are also here. So it's a good time to ask directly Lydia and Abdullah all the questions you currently have, because they already passed the admissions and they got all the letters. We're also offering support letter from University of Toronto, as well as pathway activities. So our students will be going to University of Toronto, talk to admissions, and they will have a campus tour, and just they will be able to sit at the table and ask in person all the questions they have about the admissions and get their answers to it. And in addition to that, for these participants, we're offering one-on-one pathway support. So we assist you with your admission process, and we help you with preparing for the interview, for the video interview. We also help you to prepare for the essay. Our team helps you to understand what actually those programs that are more competitive need to be able to get in. In addition to that, the student also will have a mentor, so they can go in and ask the questions they need. They will have course tutoring, so we're offering 6 hours per week. In addition to regular classes, 6 hours per week of a one-on-one tutoring for the courses they're currently taking, as well as IELTS preparation. And we don't forget about the parents. So parents receive a monthly report about students' well-being, as well as academic performance overall. And of course, some scholarships are available once they complete their program and get to university of their dream. So the students are actually put in the very center of this. And as you see, on the daily basis, you meet your tutors and teachers. Weekly basis, you meet your mentor. Monthly, you meet your coach and guidance team to make sure that you're on the right track. And finally, at the end, there is option to discuss any questions you might have directly with University of Toronto. And if you need assistance with the study permit application and study permit extension, or any questions you have Also, I want to say that the school is offering invitation letters for the parents. So if the parents would like to stay for some time with their kid, this is also welcome. We have quite a few parents who do that and then they come back home. Some of them are staying with our students full time, and this is a great support, I believe. Coming to the parents, so the parents receive all the regular updates, and they know they can believe that the students are supported personally and, of course, academically. And we make sure they graduate on time and they are on the right track. And they get the admissions to the desired universities. Of course, we advise to apply not only to UFT, and we work with many other universities as well, just to be on the safe side, to have other offers available. And if you want your kid to study in the top university in Canada or elsewhere in the world. So this is our flexible system. So actually we have 5 intakes per year. We start, you can join anytime in September, November, February, April, and July. And usually during this period of time, about 10 weeks, the students will take just 2 courses. So these 2 courses will allow them to specifically focus and not to spread over their attention to other things. So basically every day they will have 2 complete courses, make sure that they are on the right track. So this helps also with the English. So if you come with a lower level of English, you can start an ESL program and you progress faster. So you can progress up to 5 levels of ESL within a year. So this is our another ESL program. So this is just a brief description how the day looks like of Toronto pathway students. So they start at 9:15, they finish 3:45, and after that from 4 to 6 p.m. there is programming. Namely, there are tutors for your courses, IELTS preparation, and also on Wednesday and Thursday we offer our life skill tutor. Usually we have a cooking club. So we teach our students to cook. I think it's an important skill. And as well, on the Thursday, there is sports night and other activities. So Saturday, Sunday, if they prefer to have tutors on Saturday, Sunday, we can also offer that for them. But usually we advise to rest on those days to recharge and make sure you come back with a full power next week. We offer numerous number of clubs. So these clubs are being run during lunchtime, as well as some of them are coming, expecting students open for the students after school. So the students, our Toronto Pathway students, can join these clubs for on Wednesday or Thursday. So it's computer science, math and science club, technology club, eco club, theater and cinema club, United Nation model, and also our social media club in marketing and mindfulness club. So as we remember, we need to think about our mental health. In addition to many to academics, we offering different activities. Namely, this is a student parliament, so we have elections in our school, and we travel a lot. Usually we travel during spring, summer, and fall when it's a little bit warmer. So we definitely would go to Niagara Falls, Canada's Wonderland. We will offer this summer trip to Montreal, Quebec, and Ottawa. And also important part for the students who are coming to this program and being with us from over a year, and they prove and show their leadership skills. We are offering them a 3 days camp outside of the city with the camping for our students leaders together with our teachers, so they can enjoy Canadian nature and camping as well. So this is our student from last year. His name is Amiran, and he's from Uzbekistan. So he came for his Toronto Pathway program, and now he's a proud student of University of Toronto, and he visits us from time to time. I just wanna uh, show you him, and there are other students who graduated from this program. So for the last record, 100% of our students who started in this program got acceptance to University of Toronto as well as other universities as too. Our overall intake for the last year, so the statistics is the following, that last year was like very rich. 46% of our graduates went to University of Toronto. This is for the students who went to universities. Then 13% went to University of Waterloo. There is also York University, Toronto Metropolitan University, and other universities as well. So this is the average for the last 12 years. So overall, about from 30 to 40% of our students are choosing University of Toronto over other universities, and they apply for numerous different programs. Mainly the leader would be math and science. About 38% of our students are choosing these subjects. So they like engineering, computer science, also business, about 35%, humanities, about 15%, and other programs as well. I want to just tell you briefly where the student's gonna stay. So usually we offer homestay, we offer residence. The residence is just close by, 2 minutes walk. It could be Campus One. We work with them. There is Parkside, about 20-minute walk from us. And there is other residences not far from us. And but usually, if the students are younger, we recommend them to stay in the homestay, and we make sure that you meet your family. You can also request that to meet them in advance before your arrival, so you know where you're arriving. And the good part of it, we offer you few options. And let's say if a homestay family doesn't work for you, you can talk directly to our homestay manager, and she will find you right away another homestay, because this is we don't outsource other companies. We've been working with the network of the trusted families, so we've been working with those families for a long time. And about the fees. So this is the fees for our Toronto Pathway program. So I just included here the homestay as well, so you have an idea how much the full academic year will cost. So this is Canadian dollars. So in US, I believe it would be about, like, I think 47,000 Canadian dollars. And it includes everything: airport pickup, drop off, custodianship, and all the fees. So it's about 56,000 Canadian dollars. And so this is from me. Thank you so much for listening. And now I guess I give the word to Lydia. Oh, Abdullah, right?
Yes, thank you so much, Tamara. We'll just share our screen here. Bear with me, everyone, for one moment. And hopefully everybody can see that now. Perfect. Great. And we're so excited to be here with you today. Thank you for the really wonderful introduction. The University of Toronto is very pleased to be with you here today, because we can attest to the fact that for 30 years, Braemar College has prepared high quality students who are not only able to gain admission and have the ability to gain admission to the University of Toronto, but are also very well prepared to succeed throughout their university studies. So that's something that's really important, is the success that they'll be able to achieve through their preparation from Braemar. So for that reason, the University of Toronto is really pleased to be able to offer the Toronto Pathway in partnership with U of T and Braemar College. And that opportunity allows students, as Tamara mentioned, to attend sessions and events at U of T. What's great is we're so closely located so that students will see it as part of their everyday life. They'll see the campus nearby and be able to visit it and become familiar with it and familiar with the university life and have some experience with that transition of kind of campus experience before they even start at University of Toronto, if that's what they choose. They also have the ability to learn about academic expectations before they begin their studies. And that was something that I know Tamara mentioned is a really wonderful opportunity that is unique for these students because they get to really build their confidence and feel more prepared for their transition to university, which that transition can be challenging for even a local student who grew up in Ontario down the street. It can be something even more daunting for someone coming from abroad. So to have that ability to experience that transition well before they start university so that then they can focus on those university studies. It really is a unique opportunity that we're excited to be able to share with Braemar College. So we're going to share a little bit more about the University of Toronto. You do see a QR code on the screen. That QR code will lead you to a contact form for my wonderful colleague, Sage Belwu, as she is the direct contact for any students interested in this opportunity and program for coming to U of T, hopefully in the future. And I also would like to introduce my wonderful colleague, Abdullah Dwyer, who's going to take it from here and share a little bit more about what the University of Toronto is like.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you so much for the introduction, Lydia. Just to reintroduce myself, my name is Abdullah Dwyer. I'm a recruitment officer at the University of Toronto. I'm very happy to be here with you all. It's morning in Toronto, but whatever time of day it is, very happy to be with you right now. So throughout the presentation, there are three main takeaways I want you to have. By the end of this presentation, we want you to know three main points. Number one, we're Canada's top university. Number two, we're located in a network of very unique communities right at the heart of a very dynamic and cosmopolitan region. And U of T students, they have the opportunity to mix and match their programs and experiences to build truly personalized degrees. Uh, so as we can see here on screen, we are Canada's top research university, and the University of Toronto is widely recognized and highly respected around the world. Ultimately, a degree from U of T can take you anywhere. Students know they're earning a degree that is recognized internationally and respected in a wide range of spaces. And that reputation shows up in how U of T is viewed globally year after year. U of T consistently ranked among top universities in the world, and that gives students the confidence that they're earning a degree with a very strong international recognition. At U of T, we love to talk about our statistics to back up our claims. And according to Times Higher Education World University Rankings, we are the number 21 university in the world and the number one school in Canada. As you can see here on screen as well, we're also the number two sustainable university in the world. So if you're interested in sustainable thinking, sustainable innovation, sustainable entrepreneurship, U of T may be a great place to be at. Another thing I like to bring up here is that U of T has a very robust and long history and legacy of discovery and innovation. I love to bring up that insulin was actually discovered at the University of Toronto. Really, really cool. I remember learning about that growing up. I thought that was an amazing fact when I was going through the process of applying for universities. Another cool statistic is more research-based startups have started up at U of T than any other university in North America. So again, speaking to the innovation, discovery, and legacy. A more contemporary example, more recent example, is one of our professors. His name is Geoffrey Hinton. He won the Nobel Prize in Physics in 2024. He's considered the godfather of AI. He's a current U of T professor. Again, going back to that legacy of discovery and innovation. We are Canada's largest university, and being located in the Greater Toronto Area, it's often shortened to just the GTA. That adds a lot to the experience. Students have access to a large range of courses, programs, research opportunities, and it allows students to stay connected beyond the classroom. There's always something happening at U of T, and opportunities really are at the fingertips. And even though U of T is large, I want to make sure that students know that you'll have an opportunity to be a part of a smaller community. And we'll get into one of the ways students are able to be part of a smaller community later on in the presentation. But ultimately, the University of Toronto is a network of communities, and is right at the heart of a very vibrant and diverse region in the Greater Toronto Area. So Toronto and the GTA are very central to the University of Toronto experience, and this area is one of the most dynamic and diverse regions in the world. There's hundreds of neighborhoods and communities. Each of them have their own distinct, vibe and character and flavor, and it's a place where students can experience many different cultures, perspectives, and opportunities. I saw one stat fairly recently that 50% of Toronto's population was actually born outside of Canada. So that speaks to how diverse and welcoming a place like Toronto is. This gives a quick snapshot of how dynamic the region really is. You have strong industry connections with Fortune 500 companies, 75 of them being in Mississauga alone, which is a separate city about, 20, 30 minutes west of Toronto. You have incredible diversity with over 180 languages spoken and a vibrant cultural scene with music, arts, and green space. So again, students aren't learning just in the classroom, they're also getting access to, the dynamic and broader environment around them. This kind of leads well into how the University of Toronto itself is set up. U of T is one university with three campuses: Mississauga, St. George, and Scarborough. Each campus offers a distinct environment and student experience. So for students, part of the decision really comes down to personality and fit. What environment do you want to study in? Some may prefer the energy of downtown Toronto, while others may be drawn to a different campus feel of Scarborough and Mississauga. What's important to remember is that it's still one university, and all three campuses offer the same high level education. And when students graduate, they receive the same University of Toronto degree. It's really important to stress that fact. The different campuses just come down to fit and where you want to study. From an academic perspective, all three campuses offer strong options in arts, business, and science. However, some programs are unique to each campus. For example, you can see here on screen architectural studies, engineering, kinesiology, music, Rotman commerce. They are only found at the St. George campus, while a program like journalism is only at the Scarborough campus and forensic science is only at Mississauga. So again, we offer very strong options in arts, business, and science across all three. However, there are certain programs that are unique to each campus. For students looking at the St. George campus particularly, um, is one way that you can be part of a smaller community. At St. George, students who are members of the Faculty of Arts and Science are part of the college system. The easiest way that I like to think about the college system is a smaller home base or neighborhood within the larger campus. Each of them have their own architecture, history, and general vibe. However, they all provide the same key services and act as a home base for students. It's important to know that your college does not determine what you can study. Your college choice is not restricted by what you're studying within the Faculty of Arts and Science. Very important to stress that fact. When students apply, they do have the option to rank their college preferences. You see number 3 on screen. I was a St. Michael's College student when I was a University of Toronto student. I really enjoyed my time there. But again, I had friends from all different types of colleges, and we all were in the same program, took all the same classes. All of them are great. I would look into some of the different colleges to see what, kind of environment you would like to be in. This slide is very important to me because, the University of Toronto, we talk a lot about how, our successes, right? We want long history of innovation, lot of big achievements that have happened at the University of Toronto. But at the end of the day, the success of the university is the success of our students. And ultimately, we want our students to be very successful. And we provide students with all the services that they need in order to be successful. So one I like to highlight is the registrarial services. Each student has the registrar, which think of it as kind of like your guidance counselor mixed in with financial aid and academic planning, and they're there to help you. You have personal advising, one-on-one advising, whether that's academic or personal. You also have health and wellness. We have many different gyms and workout facilities across campuses. They run Zumba classes, making sure that not just your mind is right, but your body's right as well. Residences, resident councils. So there are so many different resources available at the University of Toronto for you to access. And these are all here for you to help you be a successful student. Next up, I'm going to pass it off to Lydia to talk about what you can do at the University of Toronto, different programs, and how to apply.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Abdullah. Something that was really striking me was just kind of how the opportunities at U of T that you were just sharing about, the counseling services provided, the activities. It really does seem like a natural progression from what Braemar College offers. That type of experience we continue to offer at the University of Toronto. So I also wanted to reintroduce myself a little bit. My name is Lydia, as you've already heard. I'm the Assistant Director of International Student Recruitment. So really excited to share a little bit more about something Abdullah mentioned is all the different programs and experiences that we have here at U of T. And we really celebrate the fact that students have the opportunity to personalize their degree. And this is something that is unique because we have so many program options at the university and so many different ways that you can put together programs to make it unique for you. There's actually over 700 program options at the University of Toronto. This is the largest offering of programs in Canada and quite possibly one of the largest available in the world as well. So that's one of the opportunities that you have of studying at a world-renowned university. And the size and scope of our university is that we are able to offer a diverse region to support your interests. So for example, if you're interested in the classics, history, philosophy, literature, languages, we have incredible arts programs. We also offer robust and rigorous social science programs like political science, economics, anthropology, geography, and many more. So these would be compiled within our arts programs. We also offer fantastic business programs, and there truly isn't a better place to study business in Canada than in Canada's financial capital in Toronto. Our business students take full advantage of this in programs in commerce and management and many areas falling within those areas of business as well. And like their peers in the arts, our science students have a multitude of hands-on options. It sounds like a lot of students from Braemar do choose to move into mathematical and physical science, life sciences areas. So just know that we have lots happening here. Abdullah mentioned the ongoing innovation, the research, the discovery, and that continues to this very day with students assisting with that type of research as early as their second year. And that's not just specifically for science programs, that's for social sciences, humanities, arts programs as well. So lots of opportunities to get involved in research. Now, as Abdullah mentioned, these programs, arts, business, and science, they're all available at all three campuses. So you have unique opportunities to study what you want, but also where you want across our three campuses. But we did want to highlight those programs that are only available at the St. George campus as well. That includes our engineering programs, which I know we've had Braemar College students attend in the past and look forward to. We have two different entry points for our engineering programs at U of T. That includes our core 8 programs, which you can see on the screen, include chemical, civil, computer, electrical, industrial, materials, mechanical, and mineral. So if you're interested in maybe pursuing one of those programs, you can apply to those directly. We also offer our engineering science program, which is an enriched research-oriented program, which combines science theory and engineering applications. And then students in this program, after their first 2 years of courses in math, sciences, humanities, and computing and teamwork, they then focus their degree on one specialization. And that could be something like aerospace, biomedical. So there's different areas within engineering science that students can further focus on. These programs also offer our professional experience year co-op, which is a great opportunity for students to get hands-on experience in the field of engineering before they even graduate from U of T. And then also at our St. George campus, just a few steps away from Braemar College, we have our 3 remaining communities, which are quite a bit smaller and also unique to just this campus, like architectural studies and visual studies, which is great for students who are interested in design thinking, architecture, or interior design. We offer kinesiology, which is great for students who are interested in physical therapy, sports medicine, or want to pursue kinesiology, learning about the study of human movement, and its hands-on curriculum that's packed with practical experience as well. And then our smallest program area is our Faculty of Music. So for any students interested in pursuing musicianship, Toronto is a wonderful place to learn as a musician. This conservatory style program specializes in ensemble-based as well as individual lessons and learning. And the opportunity to experience music in the city is unparalleled to the experience students get in Toronto. So we can't go into all 700 programs that we offer at University of Toronto, and that's because there's such a robust offering, but also because it's mostly important to know that we have programs within all of those broad areas. And then when students are admitted to the University of Toronto and begin their studies, they then have the opportunity to build their own degree. And there's over 10,000 courses to choose from. And students get to put together those different programs so that if they want to focus on one program, that would be a specialist. If they want to have 2 programs, they can be similar or different. They could do a double major, so one in one area, one in the other. Or they could do a major and 2 minors. So if they have lots of interests, you can piece together the programs that interest you. And the best part is you don't have to know when you apply. You don't even have to know when you start which specific programs you want to study, because you'll have your whole first year in arts, business, and science, if that's what you've been admitted to explore your different areas and then decide. So as a quick example, I have a good friend who came to the University of Toronto, was admitted to physical and mathematical sciences because he wanted to specialize in physics. So he started taking his math and science courses in first year, but he also really liked to participate in musical theater, so he took a drama class as an elective. What he found was he loved that drama class, so he decided to actually double major in physics and drama and graduated with an honors Bachelor of Science in physics and drama. So you have the ability to make your program unique to you, and that's something we really enjoy offering our students and learning about their unique mixes. Students also have the opportunity to mix their career experiences, their research experiences, and also their global opportunities as well. So we know that many and most students who would be coming through this program would already be international and have come from abroad. So if you want to explore even a little further, maybe outside of Canada, you have an opportunity through our Learning Abroad program, through perhaps a summer, even a full year, to gain even more global experience. And what a wonderful opportunity for students to gain that experience at a time when it's encouraged to have some global opportunities. And we do also highlight experiential programs as well. We have co-op and internships available at all 3 campuses. So if getting paid work placements and experiencing what it's like to get hands-on placements from your specific program is something we do offer at the University of Toronto. I do quickly want to share with you what it's like to apply to the University of Toronto, keeping in mind that if this is something you're thinking about for the future, you're going to have a lot of support, not only from the University of Toronto, but as Tamara mentioned, Braemar College is going to be with you every step of the way through this process, how to apply, how to prepare your application, how to make sure it's developed in a way that it's on time, it's meeting the requirements. So these aren't things that you need to memorize at this point, but I wanted to give just a quick little overview so you have an idea of what could be to come. At U of T, we have a 2-step application process. So the initial step is to apply. So this is something you would undergo in your final year of high school. And typically this takes place in the fall, in early fall, September, October, November. There's two different applications that you can use depending on the situation that you're in at the time, and we'll make it abundantly clear which one to use. But typically it would be the OUAC undergraduate application. On that application, you're going to see all Ontario universities, as well at the University of Toronto. You'll see those three campuses that Abdullah was mentioning. And then you'll see the different program areas we offer across these three campuses. So we call these divisions or faculties. And at U of T, you can apply to up to 3 of these different areas. When you apply, you'll apply to a program category. You won't yet apply to a specific program like biology or English or drama or physics, like I mentioned with my friend. You will, however, apply to a broader area like architectural studies or the kinesiology and physical education program or social sciences. So just keep in mind that you're applying to a general area. And then after your first year for arts, business, and science programs is when you'll pick your specific programs. Once you've submitted that initial application, students get access to their Join U of T applicant portal. This portal provides every single next step that a student needs to know to complete their application. So you can think of the initial application kind of like a pre-application that will give you access to the University of Toronto application where you'll continue processing the application. We'll let you know your next steps. We'll share with you the status of your application. You can apply for residence as well. And we do guarantee residence for first-year students, as long as you fill out the residence guarantee. As well, we'll let you know if there are further details we need about your application. Most programs at the University of Toronto do not require anything in addition to your academic transcripts. So Braemar College will, handle sending those documents to us, everything that you need to have your academics considered. There may be some additional materials that we request, and we'll put that in your portal as well. So these programs may have a little more information like some pre-recorded interviews, some short answer essay questions. Again, you'll have full support from the team at Braemar College to help you prepare for these additional materials. If English isn't your first language, we do require that applicants provide proof of their English language facility. There are many different ways that you can meet this requirement, including exemptions, depending on how long you've been studying in Ontario for. Otherwise, we accept a number of different tests and qualifications. All of this is available on our website, including the most up-to-date information, but just to let you know that there's lots of ways to fulfill this requirement. And if fulfilling that requirement may not be with a possibility in the current time of your applying, we also offer English language transition programs that can help you prepare for transitioning to the requirements needed for the English language. These are for students who meet the academic requirements, so you're well prepared academically to be admitted to the University of Toronto. But if you need a little more support getting your English language skills up to the required level, these are great ways that University of Toronto offers some assistance in doing that. So where in the timeline things happen very quickly, I'll just mention that we recommend applying by November 7th in your final year of high school. When you apply, again, it's just that quick little application through the OUAC. Takes about half an hour to complete. And then we recommend submitting that second part of the application, anything else that's required before December 2nd. So Braemar College will again help you with these timelines, make sure that you're on top of everything. And then University of Toronto will be there as well to help with any specific questions that you have about this timeline. We recommend applying to residence by March 31st so that we can save you a spot if you'd like to stay in residence. And then we release most decisions from January until the end of May. So you'll have that information available to you, hopefully as early as January in the new year. In terms of what's required, for Braemar College students, it would be following the Ontario system. So one thing that is really great that we encourage students, parents, and families to know is that Braemar College is going to be providing students with really fair and accurate academic assessment, strong academic preparation, and the support that's needed to transition students successfully, not just for applying and getting into the University of Toronto, but also being successful at U of T. And then we can help with that success at the university, as Abdullah mentioned, through our services and opportunities. So students are able to achieve the required 6 UM courses, as well as English for You. So that is required to apply to the University of Toronto. We also require for math, business, and science programs that students have the calculus prerequisite, which can be calculus MCV4U or AP Calculus ABBC. And then any other prerequisites for the programs you're applying for should be completed at the grade 12, 4U or M level. And Braemar College will help you with all of that academic programming preparation to ensure that you have the required courses for the programs that you're interested in. We do always like to note that supplemental documents are only reviewed if required. So like those programs I mentioned may require some additional details. We will review those items, but otherwise, if it's not required, you do not need to submit any additional materials. We don't typically review reference letters or personal statements, just what is required to apply. And then all students are going to be automatically considered for merit-based entrance awards. We also have our Award Explorer, where you can search for additional awards. As well, we offer the Pearson Scholarship, which is Canada's largest international scholarship, or U of T's largest, I should say, international scholarship for international students. It does cover everything but the flight to and from Toronto. It is a very competitive scholarship, and every school can nominate one student, but absolutely students who are international attending Braemar College are eligible for this opportunity, and along with the other awards that you'll be considered for, including both international awards that will be automatically assessed based on your grades when you apply. So again, our biggest reminder is always to apply by November 7th. Again, you're in good hands with the team at Braemar College to ensuring that you have the appropriate support. But if you do have any questions just about University of Toronto, what it's like, you're most welcome to connect with us using the QR code linked on the screen. And I know we want to move and leave some time for questions, so I'll pass it back to Tamara and we'll open it up.
Thank you, Lydia. Thank you, Abdullah, for giving such a precise overview about the requirements and all the programs at the University of Toronto. So we have the questions, and question is from Ludmila. What are the English language proficiency requirements for the Pathway program? Are there any academic requirements? What is the minimum duration of Pathway program? Thank you very much for the good questions. So, Ludmila, it depends on the grade they're applying to. Some of the students, so let's say if they're in grade 11, then admissions requirements for English would be lower because they still have time the whole year to prepare for their pathway program ahead. So I would say if they are looking just to join for 1 year, we would try to aim 6.0 for IELTS, about that. Um, uh, and we will assess during the interview, and also we will send you the online. The students will have English test and mathematics test. So we'll see where they are, and based on the results of the admissions interview, test results, we would let you know what courses could be taken to improve and to get to Toronto pathway. For academic requirements, we ask for about 80% average for this specific pathway for the students to have. But it also depends on the situation, what situation the student in. So we can discuss with you further. And later, after this meeting, I will send all the participants the link to the recording, as well as the form, so you can book a meeting with me and discuss further about that. If you're a parent, if you're a student, or if you are our partner. And the minimum duration of pathway program would be actually 8 months. That's the minimum that our students would, let's say the student that I mentioned, Amiran, he actually was able to complete it within 8 months. So he started in September, although Amiran joined us online. So he took some online courses in grade 11. In addition to that, he was studying it in his home school in Uzbekistan. And he was able to take 6 courses from September until April. And he completed the program. And basically, he had a long summer because he already got an offer, I think, in January or February. So everything was clear for him. And another question from Ludmila. Regarding student visas, can a student apply for a study permit that covers both pathway course and the bachelor's program? So how it usually works, we issue them a letter of acceptance based on duration of the program. So the student, let's say they apply to Toronto Pathway, they would get acceptance to this program. Later on, they will have to extend, and Braemar College will help with that because they have an immigration consultant in the house. So she helps them with the study permit extension because we will need a separate acceptance letter from University of Toronto. When they apply for Toronto Pathway, they have a support letter from University of Toronto. However, they do not have the official acceptance yet because they don't, University of Toronto cannot accept them. They don't have the necessary grades. So once they complete the necessary grades and get the acceptance for University of Toronto, Braemar will help with the study permit extension, and extension is pretty easy. So it's easier to apply for extension in Canada than outside of Canada for the new study permit. Um, Okay, and here is the message from Anne. Thank you for the presentation. I have a question about the Toronto Pathway Program. Does this partner mean a guaranteed pathway for my kid? And that's a good question. Of course, we cannot say that it's guaranteed. However, in order to be the student for in this Toronto pathway, you need to meet the requirements. So basically, Braemar College does the pre-screening before they accept you there. Um, and we will try to do our best, and your kid will have all the support, all the courses that Linda mentioned in her slides that are required. We will make sure he has all those courses, and we will help them to achieve the grades with those after classes tutors. So the tutors make sure that the student is learning the whole program and getting the additional support in the weak areas that they need extra. For example, one of the courses they need for engineering is calculus, which is quite challenging for in grade 12. So we have great tutors that help them to achieve better results. So the higher mark they get, the more chances that they would receive their offer, the sooner they would receive their offer. In addition to, they also could, like get their offer early. Yeah, so some of the students are starting getting their offers in quite early, and they know already the path, and they graduate pretty fast. So if this is for grade 12 student. Okay. Okay, and Abdullah, I see answered some of it already. Yeah. Thank you for that. So which one did you answer?
Yeah, I answered a question from Christina. She asked, I have a question about no reference documents will be accepted. I wonder if the case for architecture and design students, do you need to look at portfolios? Sorry, could you tell me more about this particular area? So the Daniels Faculty of Architecture, Landscape, and Design, they do require a supplemental application. And if a student is applying to visual studies, a portfolio is required. But if they're applying to architectural studies, portfolio is optional. I also posted a link there with more information on the supplemental application for architecture, landscape, and design.
Yeah, and if I can just clarify, I know I said, no references. It's really more that unless it's specifically requested, please only to submit the documents that are requested of the University of Toronto. So it's wonderful. Often students do a lot of extracurriculars. They have reference letters, personal statements that they'd like to submit, but unless it's specifically requested for the program they've applied for, we ask that students do not submit that information, mostly because it could actually delay review of their application if they're sending in documents that aren't required.
Thank you very much for answering this question. Thank you, Abdullah and Lydia. And also we have another question from Xenia. So she says right now, we have some changes with visa processing. So I have a few questions about visa and about your programs. Which countries Russian students go to get visa? How long does it take to issue the visa? So for your country, the students actually do not need to go there in person. Uh, as far as I know, I don't know about biometrics. I think my colleague Irina would answer better for that. So, so overall, uh, so overall, you send the passport. Once you get your acceptance, but let's say your visa was approved, your study permit was approved, then you send your passport for stamping. So for that, we have a good partners in Kazakhstan, Armenia, and my colleague Irina. I will give you her email address, may advise you about that. She has a better knowledge than me. In terms of how long it takes to issue the study permit, it really depends. These days, it's I would say they're way faster than last year, thank God. So this year, depends where you're applying from. For some countries, it takes up to a week. I think for your students, it would take about a month. You need to, but of course, if you're planning to start in September, the process, you should start process as soon as possible. Depends on the country. However, sometimes we're getting late applications. And if we have spots, let's say if you have a student in August, and if we have spots for September, sometimes somebody drops and we have a waiting list. So you can let us know, and we can actually offer you a spot and help you. And for example, if you have a group coming to Canada, we also have a direct contact with the university, with the Canadian Embassy, and we can speed up the process for the group admission. And there are a few questions here. Are student visas issued without refusal? That's a good question. It depends on the application, to tell the truth. So far, because many of our students are underage, we are quite lucky, and there were no refusals. But again, you can talk to Rina about that. She knows, she can give you a whole overview and whole statistics about this. The couriers, I answered that questions. What advantages for your partnership with University of Toronto? What does it give to Braemar College? Partnerships. So partnerships, this is, as we mentioned before, there is direct communication. So for example, if we have a student who, I don't know, applied and got the offer. So for example, I had a student who applied for 8 different universities. They get 8 different offers, and they chose the mechanical engineering. However, they got an offer from University of Toronto from civil engineering. So we had an option to reach out to university and ask why the offer was changed. So the explanation was, at the moment, we advise students to go to civil engineering. However, the first year of civil engineering would be the All the courses will be similar except for one course, and then they can transfer to mechanical engineering. So they really wanted this student. That's why they even changed they offered a different program for this guy. Okay. Have there been any significant changes in work arrangement for the past few years? I guess this is the a question for you. Are there any quotas for foreign citizens? So for international students, do you have any quota?
So what I can say is that our university, it's very global. So we have a lot of space and we have a lot of room, and we're very fortunate to have space for the most competitive students, regardless of their citizenship. So we don't make decisions based on citizenship. We make decisions based on academic skills. And so that's where really that partnership with Braemar College comes into play, is that by Braemar provides students with the best preparation to be competitive, and support to prepare their application. So about 33% of our current students are international, and we've not placed a cap on that. We're able to admit the students who are competitive.
Thank you very much, Lydia. And I guess the same applies for quotas applicable for your program and bachelor programs.
It's the same in that there's no specific number of spaces for specifically citizenship areas. There are, however, some programs that are more competitive than others. We're always very upfront about that. Currently, engineering, computer science, or business programs do tend to be even more competitive. So sometimes students will find that those areas have smaller admission averages. But again, that's where attending a high school that prepares you to be competitive and successful in those programs can be really positive.
Thank you very much, Lydia. And I also want to add up about advantage of this program and our partnership is that the support letter the University of Toronto gives us, actually when it's the end of the year and there are few spots available. So with this support letter, University of Toronto would know this is a Braemar College student, and they would be given a priority. That's based on what Sage told us. And in addition to that, with this program, our students are able to attend sessions. If I'm not sure if I mentioned this in my presentation, sessions in University of Toronto. So the pathway program, pathway students, Toronto pathway students, they have 4 sessions with University of Toronto, and they receive also the certificates with their name, and these certificates they could add further to their portfolio. So like they not only they've been studying in high school, which helped them to prepare for and get good grades and took care of everything, make them confident, but also they had a chance to actually visit the campus and to see the vibe. Sometimes, when you go in some school or some country, oh, I like it here. So I think that's how I felt when I came to Canada, and I've been here 13, 14 years now, and I can say I still feel the same. I'm still in love with Canada. So I'm the one of the lucky one that liked Canada, because not everybody likes it. So it's not for everybody. Yeah, so sometimes it's better, before you investing so much money in 4-year program, so it's better to come for the 1 year, make sure that this is the right place for you, attend the schools, visit other universities, compare, and then you will know for sure that you made the right choice.
And if I can just add to that, I agree with you completely. And our goal would
Mhm.
always be that students are happy where they are. So having the
Yeah.
chance to connect with the University of Toronto through this pathway program gives you the chance, as Tamara mentioned, to be on the campus, connect with us. We provide you with that letter that you're part of this pathway program, and see if it's the right fit. And so you get that experience. That's really one of the advantages, is that unique connection with the University of Toronto. And this is only offered directly through Braemar College, is the only school in Canada that we offer this through.
Okay, we have another question. Thank you, Ksenia, for all your questions. Thank you very much. Then another question from Length. What is the difference? Oops. Where is it? What is the difference between the foundation and the Toronto pathway? So I guess they're asking about foundation University of Toronto and our Toronto pathway program. So I will ask you to add up later. So in my opinion, the biggest difference is that so this is for the high school students who need to, when they improve their marks, get they also get Ontario Secondary School diploma, and they are studying different courses. So for with the preparation of university, so you'll have a chance to study math, physics, chemistry, biology, if you need these subjects. If you don't need these subjects, maybe you'll study business, economics, accounting. These subjects will help you actually, so the student would know how to write the essays, how to, like what to expect in the university. And foundation, and Lydia may probably help me to answer about University of Toronto Foundation program.
Absolutely. So our international foundation programs and our language transition programs are available for students who meet the academic requirements to be considered for the University of Toronto, but maybe are just not quite there yet with their English language facility. So these programs provide students with access to the University of Toronto to be admitted, but first with a foundation year that will help them get their English language up to the required skill so that they can be successful in their intended program. So there's a multitude of options. Some of these programs take place over the summer. Some of them are a full year of school. So the whole first year of the program would just be in foundational language and then continuing into the program for the year above that. So it just depends on a specific campus, a specific program, but this is really an opportunity for students who didn't quite get the English language requirement either through the required test or qualification.
Thank you. Thank you, Lydia. Another question we have here, we're a little bit over time. I hope it's okay, but I really want to answer all the questions. And we have a father of our future student. I noticed they were registered. So, Batu, we're looking forward to welcoming you in September. And their son, older son Ata, also is University of Toronto graduate. So he completed his studying. So congratulations, Ata. Yeah, I remember them. They are thankful for the webinar. So that's 46% for the last 12 years. So actually for the last 12 years, it's about 38, I think, percent of our students are going to University of Toronto. So this means that they were accepted, graduates applied to FT. So this is there was the first slide I can explain to you via email because I have a communication with you. So we have a bunch of students, let's say 100 students applying to universities. Last year, uh, out of 100, this is imaginary number. Out of 100, 46 students of our students got acceptance to University of Toronto. So this is a pretty good acceptance rate. And the others go to other universities. And the second question, so if during last 12 years, on average, it varies. Every year it depends. Yes, sometimes go up, sometimes go down. So overall, on average, during 12 years, about 38% of our students are going to University of Toronto. So overall, per year, it's about stays from 30% to 40%. But the choices could be different. It could be, so not everybody, first of all, can be academically successful enough to join the program. Second, financial burden, right? Not everybody can afford. Some students are opting out for colleges just because they could afford a different type of program, and this is just for not for. So it depends what the student actually needs, and some of the programs are different in other universities as well. And there is my second question eventually is that we actually wonder how the university pathway bridge is sufficient, how long. So for usually we recommend to start in grade 11 and finish in grade 12. So these 2 years would be good enough to prepare. First of all, in grade 11, you'll have a chance to build a good foundation for your grade 12 courses. Because I didn't go to high school in Canada, but Abdullah and Lydia, I think, can attest to it because some of the university preparation courses in grade 12 could be quite challenging. And if you don't have a knowledge, if you don't know how correctly to use artificial intelligence, you may just get a zero on your assignment. And if you start right away in grade 12, um, so of course we explain to that. It's very delicate how grade 11 helps you to prepare for grade 12. So the universities they look at the marks for grade 11 as well for grade 12. Of course, grade 12 marks are more important, but they have to be more or less consistent. So if you before received 40, 50% in grade 11, the chances you'll get 90 in grade 12 are quite low. So it depends on the student ability and student success and lots of different variables. So Batu is lucky because he has older brother here, so which will be great support for him. Thank you for the good question, Utku. And we have some other questions from Christina. It sounds wonderful to be able to make your own combos for your degree, which allows opportunities to cross-area collaboration and research. My question is that what type of degree will be determined in case where different areas is involved in bachelor's or bachelor's of science?
Yeah, so I can help with that one.
Thank
And
you.
one thing I was hoping just before we move on to that, if it's okay, Tamara, I just wanted to clarify for Utka's question
Yeah.
about 46% of Braemar graduates attending or accepted the University of Toronto. How many students who applied to the University of Toronto received an offer of admission? I'm wondering if we could just clarify.
So this is 47% received the offer. If they accepted it or no, it depends on the student.
Right. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that. Yes. So in Christina's question, what type of degree will be determined in the case where different areas are involved? So like my friend who did a double major in physics and drama, if you're doing a double major in an arts and a science program, you get to choose. So for him, he really wanted to have honors Bachelor of Science after his name. That was important to him that he graduate with a science degree. So that was his choice. For someone else, they may decide, you know what, I want a double major in physics and drama, but I actually want to have an honors Bachelor of Arts after my name. So in these cases, when it's a double major, students get to decide between the two degree offerings.
Thank you very much, Lydia. And we have another question from Anne Lee. From your point of view, which grade is the best for my kid to join the Toronto pathway? As I'm afraid that grade 12 pretty late. He's currently in grade 10 and his marks are around 65%. So for that, um, probably you may need to consider start earlier. You may also you may look at the summer program as a preparation option. However, it probably would be better to start in grade 11 to help improve English skills. And again, when we test the kid and when we have admissions interview, then we can better prepare the pathway for you. So again, I'll send you the email after this asking to book a meeting if you want, or we can continue communication via email so I can answer your questions better. And did I answer? I didn't answer. Hi, Tamara. Could you see my message and questions? Anonymous attendee. I see this question. If you didn't answer something, I apologize. Thank you, Abdullah, for marking it as answered. That's very helpful. So if anybody has any questions, you feel free to send them here. I'll stay for another minute or so. And I'm very thankful for Abdullah and Lydia for joining us today. I think it was great to welcome you here and see you here. Thank you for your time.
Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah, thank you so much. It was a lot of fun. Thank you for spending time with us.
Yeah, I'll be in touch. I hope we're gonna meet up at the campus soon in person. Thank you. Bye bye.